Hello and welcome to July 7th edition of Speedway Digest Thursday Night Thunder, the most hardcore motorsports program on the internet. It's episode 241 of the series. I'm your host, Adam Jason Sinclair, and on tonight's program we'll be talking about NASCAR, IndyCar, FIA World Supercross, and whether motorsports news pops into conversation. We'll also be delving a little bit into the world of used car sales, which is kind of an interesting thing that I've been looking into a little bit lately. And new cars as well. We'll be talking a little bit about that, even though these guys are used car salesmen. Our first guest tonight is Moshe Parad. Moshe Parad, co-founder of 26 Motors, oversees operations from sales, financing, DMV, inventory, and more. Moshe understands firsthand the highs and lows of the car industry. Growing up, his father was a wholesale dealer who lost everything during the 2008 recession. After experiencing financial struggles, Moshe took the initiative to help support his family. As a teenager, he started working in the car business alongside his father. From washing cars, he moved up to sales and sold his first car at the age of 15. Moshe's early experience in the car business allowed him to view the industry from a fresh perspective, and he wanted to capitalize on his growth opportunities. So, after learning the basics and having a small shop of his own, he decided to transform how people shop for cars. His vision was to create the hottest dealership in New York, despite all the doubters who told him it was impossible. Together with Aaron Benhamo, who's also a guest this evening, and Yosef Eisenkat, hopefully I'm not butchering his name too much, they launched 26 Motors, and the rest, as they say, is history. Moshe has since been on the background of the business, helping expand the brand to multiple locations, working one-on-one with every department in the dealership. Aaron Benhamo, as I just stated, will also be joining us tonight. Aaron, co-founder of 26 Motors, mainly works behind the scenes, managing the company's legal, real estate, and floor plan and banking relationships. Born and raised in Manhattan, Aaron grew up around the car business and considers his father an Israeli immigrant who once worked as a taxi driver and now his own car dealerships and subprime lending, his inspiration and role model. After graduating from Boston College in Boston, Massachusetts, where he studied entrepreneurship and business, he worked with his father, the epitome of the American dream, and acquired skills needed to start his own business. Aaron has always wanted to have a unique brand that was different from all other dealerships, and at 21, he and his partners, Moshe Parad and Yosef Eisenkat, opened 26 Motors. As a young owner, he faced many challenges and had to prove himself in the industry. Now, he owns the largest independent pre-owned dealership in New York, and soon they'll be expanding into Miami. It'll be a couple of minutes scheduled to join us. I see we've got somebody in the listener box already, and we'll see if they're going to be joining us soon as well. But it should be interesting to talk a little bit about cars and car dealers. That is the backbone of a lot of motorsports teams we talk with here every so often. So it'll be cool to talk to them a little bit and see how the world of used cars is. As I stated, I am currently in the market for a new car. I did have a chance to head out to CarMax recently. I was impressed by CarMax, and I thought it was really cool. But the pricing was a little too high, and I think that's just kind of one of those things now with the pricing of some used cars is actually more expensive than their new car, the new car alternatives, and I'm going to talk a little bit about that, of course, this evening as well. So, it should be cool to talk to these guys, see how the world of car dealers is. We'll see whether they have any problem connecting and whether everything connects okay. I'm pretty sure it will be all right this evening. Although we have some ups and downs here with Podbean lately, most of all, it's been pretty good. As I stated, I'm currently waiting for a guest to connect to the program here. Should be online any moment now. Should be pretty interesting to talk to them. We've been working with their PR people, trying to get them on the show for a while now, and it'll be good to see how it goes. Doesn't look like we have the best connection right now, but we'll see. Hopefully it improves. If it does not, we might have to reschedule for once again. But we'll see how it goes. So. Are you a race car driver, crew chief, pit member, track owner? Maybe you're just a huge fan of the sport. Contact us to get your spot on the show. After all, you deserve your 15 minutes of fame, and we'd love to hear from you. We had a great guest a couple weeks ago. We got to talk to Rick Ware of Rick Ware Racing, and that was pretty awesome to talk to him there. So We are trying to get some interesting guests on this program for the future, and every day we get some new and interesting opportunities here. We're going to be doing a story this weekend about tailgating at Daytona National Speedway, so be sure to check that out. I'm going to have a recipe there for with some sort of, I think it's a mushroom chili. We'll also be talking a little bit about some of the fried, not fried, some of the Jello shots we've got a chance to try out, and a little bit about some of the other stuff that's out there for summer grilling specials. So be sure to check that out this weekend at SpeedwayDigest.com. As a state, I'm currently holding on for our other invited speakers. I did contact their PR people twice today. I believe it was twice, maybe even three times today, and we're standing by for them to connect in. Looks like we do have somebody listening in the thing. It also says we've got another person that was here and gone now, so we'll see how that goes in a moment. Once again, we have Aaron Benhamo and Moshe Parad scheduled to be on the program this evening, both of them from 26 Motors, which is a dealership there in New York City. They also have a dealership they're going to be opening up in Miami shortly. Still standing by for them to call in this evening. I have not heard anything that they won't be calling in. Let's go ahead and do a little bit of a check here and see what's up here, shall we? I do not see any sign that they are not going to be able to go on the program this evening. Just go ahead and stand by for a few more minutes. If we don't hear from them soon, we're going to end up having to reschedule for a later date. Now, how was everybody's 4th of July? Hopefully, you had a really good Independence Day. I did have a pretty good one. We made kind of quiet. We ended up just watching TV. The coverage of the local fireworks was pretty cool. But here in South Florida, it's just really too damn hot to travel anywhere any distance of to go and watch fireworks most of the time. 9 o'clock at night in 4th of July, it's just hot, 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 hot. And this year's no exception. It was in the 90s, still at 9 o'clock p.m., and it was just too hot. And so, even though we were able to go, would have been able to walk a few blocks and go see them over the Intercoastal Waterway here in West Palm Beach, it just didn't pan out. It was too hot. But there's always next year, and what I'm hoping is next month we might go and see some of the fireworks there in the Orlando area. So we'll be going up for a few days there. I hope to be covering some of that for Palm Beach Happening, for Roar Plum's Fantastic Finds, Adam's Awesome Adventures there on the internet. But I have not been able to work out anything for that yet. We do have some stuff we're going to be covering in Las Vegas in a few months. That will be featured on Roar Plum's Fantastic Finds permanently, as well as on my social media channels at Roar Plum's at PP Happening. Be sure to check it out there. Once again, we're going to be holding out for like 1 or 2 more minutes. And if we don't hear from anybody at that point, I think we're going to have to reschedule once again, which is unfortunate, but does happen. So, I do see that Moshe Parad is one of the listeners. Let's go ahead and get him connected here. Hello, Mr. Parad. How are you doing this evening?
Hello?
Hello, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Not too bad. Not too bad at all. First off, let me ask you, why did you decide to open up 26 Motors?
We decided to open up 26 Motors because we were looking to do something unique, something that wasn't there at the time. A modern dealership with a fresh start, with a very modern take on how to conduct business in a car dealership without the additional suit and ties sitting behind the desk, computers, modernize the whole process.
And how were you able to build it from a small 30-car lot into the largest independent auto dealership in New York?
We had a strong vision to do something that nobody did in New York, meaning have 100 BMWs in stock and to slowly work our way through to opening multiple dealerships and continue having the capital to be able to do such a thing, which is what my partner does. We took it to the next level by bringing cars that people wanted. We weren't looking for deals or buying cheap cars. We were looking for cars that were in demand, which means you have to pay more for, which other dealers were scared to do at the time. Thank God we did it. It took us to a whole new level.
What does the customer experience look like at 26 Motors compared to other dealerships?
It is 100% different. When you walk in, there's lounge chairs, there's a coffee table, there's a pool table. It's a vibe. It's different. There's no suit and ties. There's no desks. There's no aggression. There's no forceful buying. It's a very calmed and laid back and relaxed atmosphere with a lot of exotic cars, which people love to see, even if they're not buying it. The fact that they get to be around it, look through it, open the door, feel it, sit.
And I understand that the company is going to expand into Miami shortly. What are you looking forward to most about entering a new market?
I'm going to allow my partner Aaron to answer that question.
You repeat the question?
Okay. I understand you're expanding to Miami soon. What are you looking forward to most about entering the new market?
First, we're very excited for the nice weather. Second,
Haha.
we've been in the New York metro market for about 6, almost 7 years now, and feel like the next level of expansion is proving that our model works outside of the New York City metro area, and we want to expand to other states. So we decided to pick Florida, and specifically the Miami-Dade market. Specifically, we found an opportunity there. We saw the market where it was moving there, and taking a shot, and we're really excited about it.
What made you emphasize luxury and exotic cars over the standard everyday automobiles?
Because honestly, if you go to any dealership, almost every single dealership has a Honda, a Ford, a Toyota Camry, a Toyota RAV4. And how many dealerships can you actually walk into that have 100 to 200 cars in stock? And BMWs and Mercedes of all colors and different packages. It's like a candy store for adults. They walk in and they don't know what to buy because there's so many different options. And we have everything for them. To go and buy Hondas and Toyotas, not saying that they're bad cars, we still have them in stock, but it's not a priority. We cater to the people who want cars, not people who need them.
Okay. And where do you go from there? I know you're expanding into Miami. What's your next big market you're thinking about going to?
We're thinking about Ohio and Texas, and Massachusetts.
And if my listeners are interested in more information about your company and the in 26 Motors, where would you go for that?
Say that again. I didn't understand the question.
If my listeners are interested in more information, where would they go?
They could visit our Instagram page at 26 Motors.
Instagram, TikTok. We're very active on social media.
Awesome. Well, I'd like to thank you very much for coming on the show tonight, and possibly when you're closer to opening up in Miami, maybe I can come down there and get a tour and get an idea of what you really look like, what your business model is.
We would love to have you there.
Thank you. Well, have a great time, have a great evening, and good luck with your expansion in Miami, and good luck in New York. And thanks for coming on tonight.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Once again, we'd like to thank Moshe Parad and Aaron Ben for coming on this evening. It's an interesting concept they've got going on there, and we'd love to learn more. And as I stated, maybe I'll get a chance to hang out there in Miami and see what their concept is like. As I stated, I was very impressed with CarMax, and I'm pretty sure that they're just the luxury side of that. I know that the world of auto dealerships is a changing world. It's always been changing, and it needs to change because some of the traditional dealerships they just don't work anymore. The models go on, things have changed so much, and it just makes it difficult to get any answers and to find really what you're looking for. There are people trying to do things online now, which is fabulous and great, wonderful. But you can't figure out if you've hit in a car online. No matter how good your measurements are, no matter how well you know what you're looking for and how well you know what you want, you need to see it, and that's kind of the important thing. That's why traditional dealerships, I think, will always exist in one way or another. But they need to adapt to it. They need to be cognizant of the needs of people. They need to understand that the pandemic has changed some of the things that people want about car dealerships, and they need to adapt. And I know people are trying to adapt. People like 26 Motors is obviously trying to adapt, and they have adapted to that sort of thing. But CarMax has adapted as well. And I'm going to be heading to a local Ford dealership soon, and I'll see how much they've adapted. I don't know. I don't have high hopes, but I know that it seems like things are going to go better, and we're going to find what we're looking for, and we're going to be able to get a vehicle that better meets our needs, both for travel as well as for business, and it'll be a good thing. We're going to keep it a nice, short, and sweet show this evening. There is not quite a lot of stuff going on in the world of motorsports. There's always something, and I will be posting more this weekend on SpeedwayDigest.com in the racing news section. I did post some the other day. Last weekend, I posted quite a few different articles about upcoming events there in the world of modern motorsports, and you should check that out at SpeedwayDigest.com in the racing news section. Some of that is stuff that's, as I stated, it was posted last weekend, so it's probably gone back down a little bit in the scroll, but you can click on the racing news section and scroll down a few pages, and you'll see all the stuff I posted last weekend. And as I stated, I'll be posting more stuff this weekend. Originally, I was thinking about heading up there in New York to go to the E-Prix there, but that just isn't in the cards this year. However, I am going to try and get some of the guys from the Formula E to come on the show here because they will be in the country in the next few weeks. So we'll see if we can get that worked out. Hopefully it works out. As well as some other racers and opportunities. I am thinking about going up to Daytona at the end of next month. However, I don't know if I'm going to be doing that either. Everything's in flux. Everything's always in flux. As it stays right now, as it looks right now, the next big race we're going to is not a race at all. It is the Roar Before the Rolex 24, which is next January. That is the next big event I am looking forward to in motorsports. We will be in Las Vegas the weekend after the NASCAR guys have been in Las Vegas. There'll probably be a little bit of stuff around at that point when I head in there. I'll be there a few days after the race. So the race is on Sunday. I'll be there Tuesday night, Wednesday morning. So we'll see how that goes. See if we can find anything good about NASCAR there in Las Vegas. I'm kind of thinking that that'll be cool, but we'll see how it goes. I do not right now have any news for next week as to who's going to be on the program. I do have some people I'm working on getting on the program. Some of the guys from Pikes Peak we had the opportunity to talk with last week, but the timing just didn't work out. And so I'm trying to get them scheduled to be on the show next week. I think that this time frame here on a Thursday after 8 p.m. seems to work out pretty well for me. It seems to work out pretty well for most of you guys. So that is what I'm doing. We'll try and get some guys on here from Pikes Peak next week. We'll try to get some guys from Formula E on here in the next couple of weeks, and we'll see how we can get that flowing. I do want to get Dakota Dickerson back on the show again. Dakota has been great to the program here, and we'll see if we can get him back on the show next few weeks. I also want to talk to Jason Pribble. Jason Pribble has reached out to me recently about coming back on the show. He's currently racing in Spec Miata. He did have that formula racing thing that just kind of didn't pan out as well as it was going to. And he feels pretty bad about that and wants to be on the show and have a good connection and everything else. I appreciate that, and I'm hoping we can do that soon. Again, this isn't the best connection we've had for Podbean here, but it seemed like it was okay. And we're going to go ahead and end the show now. So be sure to check out past episodes of Thursday Night Thunder, as well as the other shows on the Speedway Digest Radio Network at speedwaydigest.podbean.com. You can also check out the show on Facebook by searching for Speedway Digest Thursday Night Thunder in the search bar. Also invite you to read all the articles covering all aspects of motorsports at speedwaydigest.com. Again, I am pretty much writing for the racing news section. To be sure to check that out. That's at the bottom of the page. Also, you can click on the little thing at the top that says Racing News. In addition, if you're a fan of South Florida and who isn't, be sure to check out the latest news and information about our slice of paradise and my blog site for Warplum's Fantastic Finds, which can be found on Facebook, Twitter, and by heading to for Warplum's Fantastic Finds. That's FABORPLUMBS, fantasticfinds.wordpress.com. I was able to post a lot of stuff about the 4th of July on there the past few days, as well as other stuff that's going on this summer. Be sure to check that out. Once again, we'd like to thank you very much for listening this evening, and look forward to seeing you again next week in the Thunderdome as we discuss the major issues in the world of modern auto racing. Have a great night.